Mr. Bloxham here from Bay House School. We're going to make baked blueberry cheesecake. You can have normal cheesecake, and for this, actually my pupil is always amazed when it's actually got cheese in it. So it's got Philadelphia cheese in, or you can use Astor or mascarpone. This we don't have to use the Philadelphia, this is the one my wife bought. You can buy the cheap stuff, but try not to get the low fat stuff because that doesn't always set. This will set because I'm putting 4 eggs in it. There's no flour in this recipe. Some baked cheesecakes have a little bit of flour in. And this is a bit unusual as well. You're meant to bake it, take it out the oven, leave it for 10 minutes, and then spread the sour cream on by itself, and then cook it for another 10 minutes. I've never seen this. This is in this recipe book here, so I'll put it here, so you can just hold it there. Then they could make this at home if they don't want to know the ingredients. This is 4 eggs, make quite a big one. This is this size one here. It might not be deep enough. You're meant to have a removable collar. So the first thing I'm going to do is make a square before I make it a rectangle. So I'm going to cut it off, and I'm going to make it nice and neat with the knife, and I'll be quicker with the knife. So make it sure you've got enough for the whole side. Fold it over, cut it with the knife. That's plenty big enough. Then I can make 2 with this. So I'm just going to fold it here first, and I'm going to save this bit and just use the other bit here. And I'm going to make an exact round piece for the bottom. That's a lot easier. You're meant to have like a one that's got a loose so you can take it off like a collar, but I haven't got one of those, so I'm just going to use this large sandwich tin. I don't know if that's going to be deep enough, but then we'll have to make it do. If there's any left over, I'll just make a small one in a ramekin or something. So in there, fold it in there, and you put it into there so it's the radius. Get a pair of scissors or the knife. So that goes into the middle. That's about the middle. Cut it there. I might have to cut this again if I've made it too big. Sometimes I make it too big. No, that's okay. I don't need it perfectly in the bottom. So I can use a bit of this soft margarine here, just to butter it with, and then it will turn out. Once I've filled it, I can more or less turn it upside down. If you don't put the paper in, it's a bit hard to get out. You might be able to get it out. That's it, that's it. Then I'm going to do the biscuit crumb. This is one of my pet hates here, because normally I always got a food processor, but I haven't got one. And it's far, far quicker to do it in a food processor than doing it in a bag and a rolling pin, especially if you can't get into the bag. So let's spin my hands quickly. There we are, into the bag. 150 grams of biscuits. I'm using digestives and ginger nuts. You can use any biscuits you like, hobnobs, digestives, ginger nuts, anything you like, homemade biscuits. So you have to be careful here with crushing this. Sometimes you crush the bag when you break the bag, so just be careful of this. This is definitely a lot slower. When like the pupils do this in the class sometimes, and they can make what they want. I see somebody making this, and then they wash up the machine, and there's about another 2 people who are going to use the biscuit machine, so obviously you have to try and be a bit efficient. So food processor, the only trouble with the food processor, you do have to wash it up obviously. Not a bit too long. And in here, I haven't got butter, I've only got soft margarine. It'd be better with butter because obviously soft margarine's soft and butter's hard, and it will set it better, but I haven't got any of that. So I've got 50 grams of margarine, which I'm just going to heat up here for. It's already melted. I'm going to heat it up for a little bit. I've got rice cooking in there for tea. Let's put that on for a little bit. I've got curry for tea. So once they're crushed, don't have to be perfect. Normal cheesecake, by the way, you don't have to bake it, but the reason we're doing the baked cheesecake is the year 10s for their exam, when they're in year 11, they do the thing called the NEA2. Cheesecake unless it's baked will be classed far too easy. So anyway, we just pour this into the pot. To make normal cheesecake without baking it, you just mix the cream cheese with either lemon juice, vanilla, sugar, some whipped cream normally, and you can, if you want to, thicken up with gelatin, but it doesn't need, it will be okay. In 2010 I had 2 year 9 boys win the Fit to Cook competition with making cheesecake. They made 2 different little mini ones, and they won £750 for the school. Now 50 grams doesn't seem a lot in here for 150, but I'm going by the recipe. So I'm going to heat that up a little bit because then it will mould in the tin easier. if you're making individual ones, you can push it down with the end of the rolling pin. So if you're making small ones, like ramekins, this is really good for pushing it down, especially if you've got a flat-ended rolling pin. So I'm going to heat this up for a couple of seconds. So while that's heating up, just heating that up for a bit. I've got some other ingredients. So I've got 4 eggs while I'm waiting. I'm just going to unwrap this. So I've got some cream cheese here. I'm going to get a large bowl out. A large bowl. You can do this on the machine if you've got a machine, but you shouldn't need a machine to do this. So this is heated up. I'm going to turn it off for about a couple of minutes while I just scoop the cream cheese in, so it carries on cooking a bit. Get all the cream cheese out of the tub. So this is 350, that's exactly what it is on the recipe, which was good. Obviously you can halve the recipe, but you need a smaller container then. Then we need the sugar. What I could have done maybe was whisk the sugar and the eggs up actually, and then put this in, but it doesn't say that, so I might do that actually. It might be slightly easier. It doesn't say to do that, just to put it all in the, but where I'm doing it by hand, I think that will actually be easier to whisk it up, so I'm going to do that then. So first thing first, I'm going to push this in the tub, put this in here, all of it in there, spread it around with the back of the spoon, then I'm going to push it down with something. So a rolling pin might be hard for this bit here, so I can use this old piece here because it's a bit warm obviously, and push it down with my hand so I'm not getting a greasy hand. And you could have another tin the same size and push it in to push it all down. And so normally you would chill this in the fridge if you were to make the other type of cheesecake, and this hasn't got a lot of butter in it. Normally it seems like this is a bit dry, but I don't like it too thick either. This is about the right thickness for me. And you could, if you wanted to, like I said, go around the outside, pushing it down with a rolling pin, and this will be pushing down there. You could put this in the fridge, it doesn't say to do that, so I'm not going to bother. But normally if I was to make this with the cold, the one that, with the cold without cooking it, then I would definitely chill it first, and then it helps it be solid, because this is a bit crumbly still, and but that was 50 grams. So the next thing, I've got 4 eggs. 4 eggs, that's 2. Another 2. Oh, any shell, take the shell out. Give this a whisk first. I think this will be easier. If you're doing it on the machine, it won't matter, but I have got a machine. I'm just showing you how to do it without a machine. Give that a bit of a whisk. This will also help the sugar to dissolve a bit. I'm going to put all the liquid in it first. It's going to have a lemon as well. Now I've got one of these lovely cheese graters here. These are really good. I bought this recently, only a couple of weeks ago. You just do a little bit and then move it. Don't go too much round it, otherwise you take the zest. We only want the zest, which is the yellow bit. We don't want the pith, which is the white bit. So only go, and I'm moving it every time. You see this? Look, I'm moving it every time. So we're just going to try and do it without taking too much. It's one of the first times I've used this because I've only just ordered it for home. Don't do that much doing this at home. We got some lovely ones at school like this, where I bought myself one from Amazon. This arrived while we've been off. Be careful, these are dead sharp, and they don't get clogged up. Look how easy that is. Just got out of that without 1 lemon. There's a tiny bit left here, a little bit here. So you don't have to put lemon in, you could put just vanilla in, but lemon would be good. Also sometimes lemon, when it gets mixed with cream, it helps it thicken up. So lemon zest, could save some for garnish, but I'm not bothered. This one I'm going to put, so it is actually a blueberry one. I don't have to put blueberries in. I haven't got as many as it says here, but I just happen to have a few left, which is good. Lemon, I've got a lemon juicer here. If not, you can squeeze it like that, but just be careful of the pips. Not many pips in this one. Normally there's loads of pips in it. As you can see, not many pips. We'll see how many come out. There'll be a few. This is an old-fashioned one here, one of the glass ones. You get loads of different types. So that's that one in. Just try and get a little bit more. Save wasting it. Obviously you could use bottled lemon juice, but you don't get the zest on that, so it'll be a bit more flavour. Now it does say vanilla as well. Now I haven't got vanilla pods. I think they're quite expensive. I think they're a bit overrated. They're at least £1 each, so I don't like them. I've actually bought this one recently, but I'm not that impressed with it. This was £4 for this bottle, and to be honest, it's nearly all sugar. It's not very vanilla-y. So if you go to, I bought one in Mexico once. It was a whole litre for £9, and it was about 5 times stronger than this. It only says 1 teaspoon, but I'm going to put 3 in because I don't think it's very strong, this one. It's nearly all sugar. I've read the instructions, the ingredients, and the first ingredient is sugar. And then another one's water, so it's not very vanilla-y, so I'm not very impressed with that. At school we've got loads of big bottles, which I bought from a cash and carry, which was worked out far cheaper. Anyway, so, but no, you can get the small vanilla essences, but you can buy the small vanilla essences. So next time I think I'll be buying one of those. So whisk this up, then we're going to put the cream cheese in. And that's it on the ingredients, I think. And the sour cream goes on top. Now some of the recipes, this one hasn't got any flour, but some do have a small amount of flour now, but this one doesn't. And some have cream in as well. But this sour cream, I'm trying to follow the instructions exactly on the sheet. So hopefully, blueberries obviously, but out of the main ingredient. So I'm going to whisk this. As you can see, there's still lumps of cream cheese in there. If you do this on the machine, it'll be far quicker. This balloon whisk though, is quite a decent one. And as you can see, it's got a lot to do. It won't take me long to do this. So it's obviously going to go runny, but what helps this set is the eggs. So this, I'll do preheated the oven 160. It will take quite a while in the oven, this. I think this won't quite fit in there, but I'm going to try and fill it up right to the top. I have to be careful that when it overflows it doesn't make a mess on the oven. Normally you'd have a deeper one than this. Oh, what I could have done actually, I should have done that, it's too late now. I could have put the paper up the sides so you can have it higher than the mould. You would do that for things like soufflés, so I could have done that and you take it out. But anyway, too late, I haven't done that. So this should be half done. Got raw egg in it, so I won't be eating it, even though raw egg's okay. So as you see, nice and runny, but don't worry, it will set basically. So we put this in, and I don't think it will quite fit, so I think I'm going to probably make a couple of ramekins with this. Or will it fit in? Oh, it is going to fit in actually, look. Quite amazing actually. So if you had a really deep one, you wouldn't need it anyway. So obviously this might be better, slightly bigger but quite taller. I don't know why, but baked cheesecakes are quite often quite tall. So don't waste any of the mixture. And this is going to take a while in the oven. So we'll put it in the oven. And we're going to see what it says, and I'm going to put the timer on. So we're going to put this about the middle of the oven. Don't need enough to put it in, just be careful. About the middle-ish top shelf. As you can see, it's in the oven, 160 degrees it says. And it says for quite a while, because we need the eggs to set. The bigger it is, the longer it takes. So it takes 30 minutes. So I'm going to do 25 minutes and check on it. And then I'm going to maybe put another timer back on. So Alexa, timer, 25 minutes.
25 minutes, starting now.
Depending how hot your oven is, because my oven's 160 and this oven's quite hot, so I might check it after 15 minutes to make sure it's not overcooking. It will rise a little bit, then we're going to take it out for 15 minutes, it says before you put this on, then it goes back in the oven for 10 minutes. So this is not very sweet, the top layer, so the top layer won't be very sweet, but it'll be like a contrast with it. Oh! We haven't got the blueberries in, that's funny, isn't it? So I've forgotten the blueberries, this would be okay, I can put them in now. This oven's great, this oven shelf, I'm going to show you a trick here. You can pull this out here, look, without actually burning yourself, so it's really good. So these blueberries, just going to plop them in, try and put them all over the place. But you could try this with raspberries, they're quite expensive. I don't know why blueberry cheesecake, sometimes call this like New York cheesecake, not necessarily with blueberries in. Now if you want them to sink, you can just get a spoon in if I want them to sink or not actually. Now, normally on this picture you can see they've all sunk to the bottom. I'm going to not do that actually, but if you wanted to, you could do this. Watch this, you could push them down a bit if you wanted them to, but actually I'm going to leave a few there. I don't know if they'll stay floating, if they will or not. So shut the oven, we might need another 5 minutes. And I'm going to show you one more thing. We've got lamb curry here. I'm just going to show you if it's done or not. This is in this, it's like a slow cooker, but it's a multi-cooker. It does loads of different things on it. You can make yogurt in it, pressure cooking. That's the main thing I use this for pressure cooking. But I've got another basic slow cooker. This is, you can see, lamb. This is half a lamb leg I diced up. It's on offer at the moment, only £5 a kilo, little bargain. We had roast lamb yesterday, and the other half is lamb curry. So as you can see, this will be nice and tender. I should be able to break this. I tasted some just now, it's not really falling apart, but if I left it for another, and I don't like it too falling apart because I do like a bit of texture to it, as you can see. It is nice and tender because I tried a bit later. Thank you.